Every once in a while, you meet someone who intrigues you, who makes you want to know a lot more about how they became who they are, their journey, the way they think, what makes them, well, them, and how much more they would have been able to achieve. My good friend Tan Sri Limkokwing was one such person. I first met him 16 years ago. I had just started Passions and I was a young, eager, wide-eyed entrepreneur wanting to make some mark on this world. And out of the blue, I was invited to have dinner with him and I was like, oh my, me? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I went and it was the start of a long friendship and sometimes even business collaborations. I think we got along well like a house on fire because we were both very similar in our own ways. We were both very ambitious, we were passionate, we were excited about doing great things. I call him the lion and he called me the leopard. And he always said, if we partnered and we could have achieved global dominion. I'm not sure. I thought it was a joke. Maybe he was joking, but then you never know with Tan Sri. We had many lunches and dinners over the 16 years and we always talked about concepts, dreams, visions, ideas. And I know he was proudest of how much he had helped previous prime ministers with ad campaigns during his time and how he helped Malaysia raise funds for the Nelson Mandela campaign to end apartheid. Now, he was a wizard with words and his creativity had this chutzpah that combined with his nothing is impossible, Beatrice, that motto, combined with all of that made him an incredible dynamo, an unmatched juggernaut of connectivity and networking and nation building. He had literally, single-handedly put Malaysia on the map with the colourful multinational Limkokwing University of Creative Technology. I mean, how many such universities are there in the world? He was proud of being Malaysian, though he was trailblazing all across Africa and the rest of the world. His heart never left this country of his word.
Tan Sri Limkokwing. I've been given just a few minutes to say something about this man and the work that he has achieved. That's like putting an ocean in a teacup or trying to get a sunbeam in a matchbox. I won't use the word impossible because it is a word he hates. But I will try. What I can say about Tan Sri Limkokwing is 360 degrees. Does it make sense? He has a 360 degree mindset, which means he wants to do everything, he has done almost everything, and he's able to do a lot of things. Because he has this 360 degree mindset. And many of us have learned many things from him. We are where we are because of him. And we will continue his legacy. His background is tremendous. He's a trailblazer. He's more than anything that we can say. And those thousands who worked for him and the tens of thousands who have studied in his institution, we will carry on his legacy.
Tan Sri Limkokwing was a true legend. He was the icon in advertising, a visionary that put Malaysia on global map in creative and innovation education. His contribution is tremendous. Tan Sri, we all miss you.
There is not enough words to express our heartfelt appreciation to the late Tan Sri Dr. Limkokwing. Pink Ribbon Wellness Foundation had the honor to know him and have the greatest respect for him. He opened his heart and doors of the university to us in many ways in creating breast cancer awareness and supporting cancer survivors. The much needed corporate video was produced in 2018 in time for our major conference, that is Breast Cancer Support and Therapy. The team from the university was fully involved in many ways, including the invention of the Tree of Hope and the song Strong Hearts. Lyrics was written by Tan Sri, and this song is like a national anthem to all of us and we sang it at all our functions, big or small. The lyrics are full of meaning and is dear to our heart. So we could have a new look in life, as beautiful as butterfly. We can see faith in your eyes, with courage feeling inside. Indeed, that courage has burnt the flame for all of us to forge ahead with much enthusiasm. Creating awareness about breast cancer and saving as many lives as there is life after breast cancer. Our meetings with Tan Sri and the Limkokwing team had always been very inspiring. Somehow, the chemistry works well. Personally, I've lost a dear friend who shared my passion on the creative side. Tan Sri wrote another song called Satu Hati for my 13 episodes on cancer to be shown over RTM very, very soon. And the pilot project was shown to Tan Sri, and we had discussion on how to improve them for audience attention. His vision was clear. His philanthropic vibes were burning. I could still hear his message. Quote, "I'm eager to be active again in spearheading support for cancer patients. I started Cancer Link years ago. How would you advise me to get going?" Unquote. It saddened me, as that is not meant to be. However, Pink Ribbon Wellness Foundation will always cherish Tan Sri Limkokwing's contribution to us and will always be the imprint in our journey to combat breast cancer. May God bless you, Tan Sri, and may you rest in peace. Thank you.
I am certain that Bosnian people will never forget the late Tan Sri Limkokwing hard and diligent work that he has done for our country. Thank you.
Apart from being overwhelmed by the sheer size of his darkly lit office, it became instantly clear to me that this was somebody with a very clear vision and a tenacity to succeed. Over the years, he has taught me so much that I reflect on regularly today. We all know he had incredibly high standards and wanted the very best for people. His tireless campaigns for the disadvantaged, his laser-sharp focus on ensuring we provided the best opportunities for young people, and his determination to break the mould in higher education exemplified the power of creativity to do good.
Tan Sri Dr. Limkokwing, a man of enormous creativity with a deep passion in the field of education and advertising. Tan Sri Dr. Lim provided a unique platform of opportunities to train not only Malaysian but also the international students fraternity and from more than 160 countries with diverse cultures and backgrounds, and with campuses in London, Europe, Africa and Asia.
Tan Sri Datuk Sri Paduka Dr. Limkokwing was a man with a vision, a man who has been able to transform anything he did with passion and conviction. He has built a university that is exciting and energetic and identifies with creativity and innovation. He has worked with the government of Malaysia and governments of many countries as well as industry to build capacity. I have worked with Tan Sri Limkokwing and his team for over 20 years. And all that time, I found him as a man who gave his whole life in service to others. He touched thousands of lives, including mine. He showed me that small things we do or we did can significantly affect other people. We are all better people for having known Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Paduka Limkokwing. Today, his legacy lives on.
My friendship with Tan Sri Limkokwing goes back about 30 years. I first met him as a young journalist covering the work that he was doing with the Malaysian Red Crescent Society in the 1980s. The most memorable interaction I had with him was the day after we had published a story about a young boy who was scalded with third-degree burns by oil from a wok. Dato Lim, as he was known then, contacted us to say that he would cover the boy's medical fees. I wrote that story and several others about him over the years. And many times he mentioned to me that if I ever wanted to try the advertising scene, to give him a call. Years later, I took him up on it at Limkokwing Integrated. We worked on election campaign, the global humanitarian appeal for Bosnia-Herzegovina, the 1998 Commonwealth Games in Kuala Lumpur, and many others national and international campaigns. If I had to pick the most important lesson that I learned from him, it is this, that it is up to all of us to carve our niche in the world. When he was the first homegrown advertising agency in Malaysia, he competed against some of the biggest multinationals in Malaysia at that time because he believed that Malaysian talent was as good as any.
No words can sufficiently describe the late Tan Sri Datuk Sri Paduka Limkokwing in his outstanding contribution, exemplary character, achievements, and impact on the nation and the world. I will never forget late Tan Sri, who was indeed a true friend, innovator, leader, artist, designer, author, entrepreneur, educationist, philanthropist, motivator, mover, and a great thinker. Indeed, our beloved late Tan Sri has transformed and touched the lives of thousands of people through his great ideas and many initiatives, thus leaving a great legacy. And it's very difficult to be emulated and surpassed. The comforting thought of feeling privileged to have been trusted by late Tan Sri lessened our sorrows. Tan Sri, you have inspired me and many others and will be greatly missed. Thank you, Tan Sri. Thank you.
Tan Sri Limkokwing is to most a philanthropist and academia rock star.
My first impression of Tan Sri Limkokwing was inspirational. I've heard of him, read of him, and I've always known the university building in Cyberjaya to be this world university. But having met him, having got to know him, when we came to invite him as a partner to the Global Peace Day project, walking through just a gallery before meeting Tan Sri just blew me over because it just showed me the amount of work and dedication he has actually put, not just for peace in Malaysia, but also other countries. It just made me realize that he had it in his heart. He had it in his soul, some may say.
He'll be missed, and I wish to record my condolences to family and friends and to the university and institution as a whole. This is goodbye from David Wilmoth.
Tan Sri was a visionary who made the impossible possible. College IGS Brunei Darussalam are forever indebted to Tan Sri Limkokwing for his generosity and willingness to collaborate, and hence paved the way for Brunei students to gain degree education locally, and especially enable the disadvantaged students' lives relevant through his vocational programs. Thank you, Tan Sri. You are greatly missed. May your soul rest in peace.
I think he's an amazing man. He was so smart, so creative, and just thinking all the time. His ideas were amazing. And if his ideas could spur me to become who I am today, then all I can say is I am truly grateful.
I have so much admiration for Tan Sri. He's definitely my role model. Of course, not just for me, but to a lot of people. It's a big loss to our country, to our community, and to his family who dearly loves him. I'm deeply saddened by his passing, and his memory shall always be an asset for me. Rest in peace, Tan Sri Limkokwing. We all always love you.
He was an astute businessman, no doubt, a relationship builder par excellence, a man who had already reached the pinnacle of his chosen career and now was in the search for a greater legacy. And to me, he was a source of inspiration, a man who danced to his own tune, a symbol of just how far one can go if you simply don't give two hoots about what others think or say about you. Well, that was one of his greatest strengths.
He was a visionary, and we say that very, very lightly. But people who have come across him and who have had the time to have a conversation with him and think deeply about the things that he is passionate about will tell you that he saw things from a very long time ago that other people will never see. And this is why I think he shaped the lives of many people that I have come to know, including my own family, and as well as because he kindly offered a scholarship for my daughter who studied in the field of broadcasting, and I think that also gave her the privilege to go and study in Malaysia. This is a small thing that he did for me, but also he gave for everybody, and a lot of people that he gave to have not had the time or opportunity to say thank you to him. So I want to start with that and say, I want to say to him, thank you wherever he is looking down upon us. Thank you for coming into our lives.
He believed in networking, collaborating, getting the students exposed, working with different stakeholders across the world, not just the one country or one continent, you can imagine. So we need to continue his legacy, to be honest. He was such a gentleman.
He's a great man. He has done wonders with regard to the development of human resources within the country, especially the creative industry that has been left behind for so many years. And I believe he has made Botswana to believe in themselves that they can do things that seemed to be impossible before.